Namaskar everyone. Today I would like to talk about a very powerful and much needed shift in our education system from fear to freedom, an idea strongly emphasized in NCF 2023. For many years, our classrooms have been controlled by fear of punishment, fear of marks, fear of failure, fear of speaking up, and fear of making mistakes. When we enter such classrooms, everything looks silent and disciplined. Children are quiet, sitting straight, not talking. But we must ask ourselves, is this real learning or is it fear? Silence does not always mean understanding. Many times, silence is simply fear. A child who is afraid may obey but cannot think. A child who is afraid may memorize but cannot create. And a child who is afraid may pass examinations but cannot develop confidence. What do you want? Do you want children to be confident or do you want them to pass the examinations? NCF 2023 clearly tells us that children learn best in a safe, joyful, and fear-free environment. Friends, learning is not only a mental process, it's also a deeply emotional process. When a child feels fearful, the brain shuts down, curiosity disappears, questions stop, creativity dies. Instead of exploring new ideas, the child only tries to avoid mistakes. But education is not about avoiding mistakes. It's about learning through mistakes. If children are afraid of giving wrong answers, they will never try. If they are afraid of being judged, they will never express themselves. Slowly, fear turns active learners into silent listeners and classrooms into spaces of compliance rather than curiosity. This is the reason, this is why we must move from fear to freedom. Freedom does not mean lack of discipline. It means freedom to think, freedom to ask questions, freedom to share ideas, freedom to try, freedom to fail, and freedom to try again. It means creating a classroom where mistakes are welcomed as part of learning, where the teacher guides instead of scolds, where feedback replaces punishment, and where encouragement replaces comparison. When a teacher says, "Good try, let us think again," confidence grows. When a teacher smiles and listens with patience, children feel safe. And when children feel safe, they participate, they communicate, and they truly earn and learn. As teachers, we must transform our classrooms into no fear zones. We can use group discussions, circle time, peer learning, appreciation, and positive language to build trust. Instead of asking, "Why didn't you do this?" we can ask, "How can I help you?" Instead of focusing only on marks, we can focus on progress. Instead of control, we can build connection. Discipline built on fear is temporary, but discipline built on respect lasts forever. So let us all remember, fear may create silence, but freedom creates expression. Fear restricts children, but freedom helps them grow. If we truly want confident, creative, and responsible learners, we must replace fear with trust and pressure with joy. Only then will our classrooms become spaces not just of teaching, but of transformation. Thank you very much.